Well, hello everyone. It is me, Judent Doom, and welcome back to another shitty video. And so today I'm gonna be starting a new series called Me Versus. Basically, this series is all about is me versus someone. I know it's legit in the title. And well, today the game what I'm gonna be playing on, Me First series is well Vanguard Zero. It's so I'll be using, Gold Paladin, and well my not opponent will be using Link Joker, and like throughout the entire game I will be giving out my insight and what I was thinking at the time, and and yeah, hope you guys enjoy me getting my ass whooped or I whip my opponent. Who knows? We'll see. As you can tell, the game has just started. I am going first. And we see, well, we're having connection issues. But then we start off. I started to put back my critical, what I started off with, shuffle back in my deck. But with my amazing luck skills, I managed to top deck it. I love my luck sometimes. And so I decided to ride the Bricky Grade 1. Basically, its ability is when it's called from the deck, Surge Blast 1 to draw 1. Which, I need to call it from the deck, not the hand. That's why it's a brick. And I decided to call the Wingull Liberator from the back. Kind of a little bit of a misplay of one of, Sparkle Liberator in my hand. But, it's fine. And so, yeah. As what my deck is basically based on is basically when I hit grade 3 or when I cross ride, I superior call a lot of stuff. That's why I don't like to call that much. So, I give out the optical illusion that I have like 50 perfect guards or PGs, whatever you played this game. But now it's my turn. I decided to ride the Blaster Blade Liberator because, it's the only grade 2 I have in my hand. We got that maxi animation. I decided not to call anything. Just decided to just smack. Just hoping I get a crit, but amazing luck me, I don't get the crit. Because, I'm already 2 crits down because I checked one and also one's in my hand. I use Wingull Liberator skill to add, Blaster Blade Liberator to my hand, and that'll be, the end of my turn. My opponent starts to draw, As such, you may have been realizing, which, I already told you the point of my deck is, that I don't call that much. Well, as you can see, my deck isn't meant of normal calling because, I'm a weird person. Because, I already have my Garmorph in my hand, so just a simple Clan Blast 2, I am always guaranteed to have a full board. Clan Blast 2. And I top deck the Gas Liberator Gancelot. I ride him, so when I'm at 4 damage or 5 damage, I cross ride with Garmor. I get 10,000 power and add a Blaster Blade Liberator to my hand, which is pretty good. Which, with the other cross ride, Cannon Blast 1, which is Cannon Blast. Who uses Cannon Blast for a cross ride nowadays? And, yeah. I get a hit off, and, well, I'm not doing that much damage. My opponent has checked the heal, or like a 2. Who knows, I wasn't paying attention. Then he decides to ride, he's decent. But, he can be scary, because if you give him the chance. Because, it's simple, like a Counter Blast 3 and Persona Blast. He can lock 3 on my rear guards and give himself 10,000 power and a crit. The crit gives me an extra 2 damage. The lock is where I can't use any of those rear guards for a turn. Like, I can't move them or anything, can't retire them. So they're basically just, useless. But my opponent decides to put his 2 front row rear guard circles of raid 3s. So he can't intercept. So I'm thinking, okay, just don't target the grade 3s. So he will be mathematically losing 1 card in hand, and well, yeah. I can kind of realize that he's kind of, dig through a lot of his grade 3s. Because, front row, he has checked a couple, and I don't know if he has that much cards in my grade 3s. And he checks another heal. So, I can already tell he's kind of burning through his triggers a lot. Besides the top deck. And so, I'm like, this is... Well, on my next turn, I'll get the cross ride and call Superior call a lot of stuff. And so I was like, well, I have 2 PGs. And at 3 damage, so I won't die. And yeah. And I'm assuming my man just bricked. Because, he's not calling back row rear guards. My guy gets a crit, pushes me to 5. I'm like, okay, luckily I have my 2 PGs next turn. I draw. Doesn't really help me, Alfred. But then I decide to ride the Garmorph. Which, is pretty good. Because now I'll be using his skill. Well, against a lot skill first because of the cross ride. And then, well, I'm about to, have the limit of cards. Then I limit break, Counter Blast 2, and prepare to see like 50 cards being called. But not only knowing my luck, I checked. This is why I put a grade 3 here. Because he can't really boost all that. So, Garmorph also has another ability where I can shuffle grade 3 or like any rear guard back into my deck. And he gains 5,000 power. And now, these guys, when they're Superior Cult on the deck, Soul Charge, Counter Charge, And then this one gives like 2 rear guards, 2,000 power, which, pretty mint. And then I decide to be a legit dumbass here, which I don't know why. I just am a blind man. If I picked the other rear guard first, I could have left him with 5 damage. But no, I decided to leave him with 4. Probably good case because, then he doesn't have enough to flip and lock 3 on my dudes. Then I use Garmorph, shuffle back the crit, back into my deck, give him 5,000 more power, and then I go draw. And so, I could have swinged at one of his grade 3s, but I was like, I want to burn through a lot of his PGs next turn, so, and I might even get the win. So, I decided not to do that. And assuming that he has bricked heavily, because, he's not calling that much grade 1s. And, well, yeah. As you can probably tell on my next turn, I'm most likely going to win. I have 2 intercepts, 2 PGs, a grade 3 which is basically saying they're doing nothing. Well, actually, his entire front row is. The only thing which I can see that can do something is his grade 0. Then he decides to call a lot of grade 1s. Don't know why he didn't do that before, but you know. The game could have ended different, but you know, my opponent made a mistake. And he decides to boost, which that's a misplay on its own. But I guess I know he doesn't run stands. Then he chucks a crit. Not very useful in this, flippin', stage of the game, but you know. Then I perfect guard, because it's kind of automatic. Then I draw. I decided not to use the skill. And then I decided to use Garmor's skill again, because, you know, why not? I'm gonna win on this turn, or burn through a lot of his PGs. I decided to call my final crit onto the rear guard circle. Superior call another grade 2. And then somehow Superior call on the top of my deck a grade 1. I swap these guys around and then start swinging. Well, as you can probably tell, this game is pretty much over. Then I swing with Garmor, losing his ability, shuffling back to crit, back into the deck, give him 5,000 power, check, get a heal. So if he somehow survives this next turn, well, he's not, and he doesn't have any PGs in hand. And well, that's how, you know, I won. Yeah, so for the first episode on me versus series, well, I kind of won. So yeah. Well, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that first episode of me versus series. Make sure to like and subscribe. Not like, we don't say it like around here. Make sure to hit that like button, and you know, hope you enjoyed this little series I'm doing. And yeah, see ya next time. Bye!